G'day, Shane Bazzi here from kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now I just wanted to do a video on Federal MP Peter Dutton suing Twitter user Shane Bazzi over one tweet where Shane Bazzi tweeted that Peter Dutton is a rapist apologist. Now it's extremely hypocritical of Peter Dutton to be doing that, because in December last year he accused Queensland Premier Anna Pellegay of protecting and siding with pedophiles and sex offenders. And I wrote an article about it in April this year, and we'll just have a quick look at the article. Now the article is titled "Peter Dutton, who accused Queensland Premier of siding with and protecting pedophiles and sex offenders, sues Twitter user for calling him a rapist apologist." Now that was published on April 28th, and it starts off, Peter Dutton has followed through with his threat to sue social media users for defamation by starting proceedings against Twitter user Shane Bazzi for calling Dutton a rapist apologist. Now, there was a video and Twitter message below of Peter Dutton saying Queensland Premier should be ashamed into joining a federal push for a public sex offender register, and asking why Premier Pellegay is siding with and protecting pedophiles and sex offenders is just beyond anyone's comprehension, and it's for her to explain. Well, he's demanding other people explain and other people apologise, but when I sent him an email, which is also in the article, I put a few questions to him. And I said, "Dear Mr. Peter Dutton, I'm writing an article about your defamation case against Shane Bazzi for writing on Twitter, Peter Dutton is a rapist apologist. I have a few questions. Number one, I published an article on the 10th of the 4th, 21, titled Pedophile Protector Peter Dutton threatens defamation proceedings against Twitter users for calling him a rapist apologist. Do you intend on suing me as well? Question two is, who is paying your legal fees to sue Shane Bazzi? Question three, if your wife is paying your legal fees, is it from money she was paid by the federal government as subsidies for childcare businesses?" Now, Mr. Dutton refused to answer those questions, so he's demanding Queensland Premier Anna Pellegay answer certain questions, which I don't know if she ever did, but Mr. Dutton has refused to answer his questions as well that I've put to him. Now, the defamation case against Shane Bazzi is currently before the court, is in its third day of hearing today, and how it ends up, who knows? It's only before a judge, not a jury, and hopefully get a decision not too far off. But it's extremely hypocritical of Peter Dutton to be suing a Twitter user over one tweet when he said what he has in relation to Queensland Premier Anna Pellegay publicly, and not just on Twitter, but he also said it on Sky News. If you go to that article on my website from April this year, you'll be able to see the video clip of Peter Dutton saying that publicly on a national TV network. So at the moment, we'll just sit back and see how the judgment goes in the defamation case, but it's quite scandalous and quite a bullying attempt by Peter Dutton to silence critics. Other than that, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also if you visit my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, to read that article, you can just put Peter Dutton's name in the search box and you'll be able to find it. And make sure you subscribe to the free email notification of the website, and every time I publish a new article, which is normally 2 or 3 times a week, you'll get an email notifying that there's an article there to be read. Thank you for your time and have a good day.